I had received a really big message surrounding financial security, our relationship with our finances, our relationship with our inner and monetary security, and also our relationship with trusting a creative path. So many of the people in this collective follow a non traditional career path or a life path in general, where we are so drawn to the pursuits of our hearts, following what it is that we desire, pursuing our creativity. That in itself is feminine energy, your creativity. And so I have this big pile of cards, and the message has been so clear from the very beginning, starting with the King of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands, followed by the Ten of Swords and a reversed Page of Cups. So that alone shows me that this message is about our relationship with our security, and everything external starts within. So all of this work that we're doing to manifest our dream lives or align ourselves with opportunities to amplify what it is we're creating, just keep ourselves aligned with what it is we desire. So with this, it's like your ideologies, your perceptions, your viewpoints is the main focus here in order to align with what it is you're bringing into your life. Do you get what I'm saying? So it starts within, but it starts with addressing the fact that you might still be in the cycle of hustling. You might still be in the cycle of thinking that you have to work harder in order to work smarter, when the two don't have to be synonymous. In order for you to work smarter doesn't mean you need to put in more hours, give more of your time, give more of yourself, give more of your energy. It's not about that. It's about addressing the limiting mindset you might still be in. All of this work, like there's layers to this. You are doing all of this inner work, whether that be healing. Let's just keep it focused on healing your relationship with money, being afraid to check your bank account, being afraid to spend money, but still spending money. But when you do, it might come from a place of almost disassociation where you kind of black out when it comes to your finances because you know it's going to go anyway. You do know it's going to come back, but it's not with, I want to say, like this sovereign integrity, if that makes sense, where you might have doubt surrounding if your creativity is going to support you in the way that you would like it to or the way you need it to in order for you to be successful. And after that, what came out? It was the Fool reversed and the Nine of Wands, followed by the Justice card. And so right now, I think it's important that we address scarcity, the way in which we hold ourselves back when we feel fear, when we doubt our path, when we doubt our capabilities, when we let the imposter syndrome come in and direct us in a way that it really doesn't need to. Your feelings are valid. When you have these feelings come up of, when is this going to happen? How am I going to pull this off? Is this even worth my time? Is this even worth my energy? Those are valid questions to ask, and it's important that you do honor how you feel, but it's not about identifying with the emotions that come up surrounding money. So today I saw this video of Tracee Ellis Ross talking about how from a very young age she was taught that money is energy. Money is how do I say? Abundance is an energetic frequency. And she used the analogy of, if you hold sand tightly, it'll fall out of the sides of your hand. But if you hold it with a loose palm, it will stay still. So that makes me think that, and after it was the Six of Cups, and then the Four of Cups. So it's like, you might be doubting whether the path you're following is lucrative. Wondering if you are constantly going to have to reroute, constantly going to have to pivot, constantly going to have to address your relationship with your finances. And I can't give you a definitive answer on that, but I do get the sense that you might have a fixed mindset because you are finding things that are working for you. But at the same time, you are a very open creature. You're very open-minded, open-hearted, open in spirit. And by that, I mean, you're willing to let life take you in whatever way you know that it is meant to take you. And paradoxically, it's like you have a lot of doubt. You have fears surrounding taking certain leaps. But at the same time, you understand the risk of taking certain leaps, because I get the sense that you have such an unwavering faith within yourself that you do know that your success is inevitable. You know that, you understand that on a cellular level at this point in your life. And at the same time, because we are right now, like, this message is timeless, but at the time that I'm recording it, tomorrow is going to be the first day of a new month. And also, we are in the middle of fall. We're in the middle of autumn. Soon we will be entering winter. And so this is your incubation period. This is your incubation period. You have the reversed Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. But also the reversed Ten of Pentacles. This winter, this fall, is for you to become more private. For you to work on yourself that doesn't come from a place of needing validation or from a place of needing to prove yourself that you have changed. Because now you're leading with action. You're leading with your heart. And at this point, you don't need people to understand the path you're on, because this is very personal, it's very private. And so right now, I can see that you're adjusting to this new timeline you're in. You're adjusting. And this was my favorite part. The Wheel of Fortune and the Hanged Man. How interesting. But then we had the reversed Five of Cups. So right now, we're in this period. We're in a waiting period, because the main message right now is to not move with urgency, but to move with purpose. And with that, it requires you to check your ego in a way that might be very humbling, might be very uncomfortable, but it's also very real, because there's a part of you that wants to reap what you sow now, who wants to eat the fruits of your labor now. You might be tired of putting in a certain amount of energy to what it is you're creating, and that is natural. If you live in accordance to the seasons that we experience right now, being in fall, it's not the same energy as summer. It's not the same energy as spring. Okay, so 2026 is the year of the horse. That is very different energetically compared to the year we're currently in, 2025, the year of the snake, the 9 year. So the 9 year is also Sagittarius. The 10 year we're moving into is Capricorn, also the horse year. So if you think of horse energy, how that contrasts snake energy, serpent energy, slowly shedding. Whereas this is the horse energy. This is the 9-year energy, where there might have been a lot of endings that took place this year, whether that be actual relationships in your life ending. But it feels more like spiritual, more egoic, more ego deaths than anything. An end to the version of yourself that you have known yourself to be. You have been growing, you have been changing, but there's a certain part of yourself that you have been for so long. Okay, let's continue. Sorry about that. I live with family. But anyway, so this horse energy compared to the serpent energy. With your relationships that are exiting your life, it's natural for you to process what happened, what led to these endings that took place. But at the same time, I can see you just being okay with the endings that took place. It's not like you need anything or anyone back in your life. You've accepted the fact that the feelings you feel are simply the feelings that you feel. And that's just that. It's not like you need to prove yourself to these people or erase any situations that did happen, no matter the discomfort that you might feel with these endings. Because this horse energy asks of you to push further, to keep moving forward. Despite the growing pains, what it is you're feeling right now is growing pains. The confusion, the lack of certainty. But at the same time, you know what direction you're taking yourself, but there's no way you could possibly know the outcome of the steps you are taking. You might be working on something, you're creating something, but this is the fun part. This is the creative part. Because this period of your life is completely about you. It's always been about you, but I can sense right now you are hyper aware of the fact that it is about you. All of the decisions that you are making right now in your life are for you and the direction that you want to take yourself. And that in no way is selfish. But with that, we need to address the fact that there's a lot of resistance to stepping forward into the unknown at times. And all of this resistance, it's natural to feel fear, but I would invite you to step forward anyway. It's natural for you to look over a cliff and be afraid of falling in. The tenure we are going into is going to be one of rapid growth, rapid change. But it's not going to feel so rapid at first, because there's all of these things that are working behind the scenes. All of these things that are happening for you that you don't even see yet. Because it's like your blessings are stacking up right now. It's like Source has been watching how you operate. Source has been watching how you operate. And you've been getting glimpses and pieces of these blessings, this new life, this new version of yourself that you are being prepared for. Because this 10 year, this 1 year, this horse year we are stepping into, you are going to be presented with many, many, many opportunities that you did not expect at all. Because you're working in this direction, but you might end up going this direction. It's not like you're going all the way over here in the complete opposite direction, but things are going to happen the way they are meant to, not necessarily how you want them to happen. And so now we're being asked, evolve or repeat? Evolve or repeat? Initially, when I pulled this 9 of Cups, it came out reversed. And honestly, I rebuke that. I don't always do that with pulling cards, but sometimes I pull one and I'm like, no, actually, you're meant to be upright. Because yes, we're addressing the doubt, the fear, the deep-rooted feelings of unworthiness, but you're actively, like, I'm not going to put out that message of reaffirming the lack you might have felt in the past. We're moving forward. And it's not like we're stuffing things down and not addressing anything. It's not about that at all. It's about having an unwavering faith in yourself, because when you hear people say you have to be delusional in order for things to work out, being delusional is having an unwavering faith in yourself and reaffirming that you do know that your success is inevitable. Quite literally, it is inevitable. And so act like you know, because this is where you are going. And it doesn't have to be so far-fetched. This can be where you currently are now. Because although you might not be exactly where you want to be, you are exactly where you're meant to be. Always. You are literally always where you're meant to be. There is so much more ahead of you, but now would be a really excellent time for you to remind yourself how much you've grown through. We don't need to dwell on all the BS that you have experienced, because what happened, and it has helped shape you into this divine person that you are today. And the remainder of this 9 year, of this year of the snake, there are going to be some lessons that will come up, not to trick you into thinking you're stepping back, you're regressing. It's here to solidify the closing of certain chapters, for you to finally say goodbye to your old self, for you to say one final thank you to this version of yourself, because that version of you is completely dissolving. And so the remainder of this year, instead of fixating on what was or what could be, focusing on the here and now and keeping yourself at this high vibration. Stop speaking negatively to yourself. Even if you're saying it privately to yourself, counter it with something positive. Keep doing that enough to the point where when something negative does come up in your body, in your mind, it doesn't feel natural and you quickly take it out. Because that's just not who you are anymore. Okay, let's get one final message to help us move forward as we are coming to an end of this 9 year. I don't know about you, but I am so grateful for this year of the snake to be coming to an end. It served its purpose. I'm receiving my lessons, and I feel like the grace that I am able to extend myself now was not here this time last year. Especially thinking about the beginning the beginning of this year, it started off with some BS. This year of the snake, it started off really loud. And so now, as we come to an end, it's like so much more graceful. So much more graceful. I'm seeing the Temperance card in my mind. Oh, wow. Ooh, we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. Exactly. Exactly. And I say exactly because it's like you're just walking away from everything that does not serve you anymore. But it's because the mindset work you're doing, that is what's making the huge difference, because it's allowing you to show up differently and bringing this full circle back to the very beginning of this reading. It's time to say goodbye to your old life because you are being prepared for new friendships, possibly a new environment. Your environment is actually very important for your mental health. New relationships is what I'm seeing the most, whether that be romantic. You might be collaborating with like-minded people. You might be finding community that you thought you would never experience or you doubted would ever find you. And that is where the opportunities are going to come in, because you're really following your creativity. You're following your heart. You're following your gut. You are being emotionally led at this time, but you're able to do that because you've been in this phase, this incubation period of inner purification where you are sharpening your discernment. You are raising your integrity. You're raising your standards. Your discipline is loyalty to yourself. It's devotion to yourself. And so now, okay, let's get one final message. This message has been so beautiful. This has been really powerful. Again, it's time to say goodbye. It is time to say goodbye because the life you are currently living, it's not even wait until next year. It's like the end of winter ends in March. That didn't make sense. The winter ends in March, around the 21st, if I'm not mistaken. The end of Pisces season is the end of winter. And that is the only way winter could end, is with Pisces season, because that's like the final rapture, the final goodbye to your old life, the final goodbye to your old self. And so this winter arc that you are embarking on right now, you are about to come out of this cocoon as a huge butterfly, as a vibrant butterfly with huge wings, prepared to follow what it is you are desiring, following your creativity, pursuing your creativity. And when you do things, it's like, I can't remember this quote exactly by Rick Rubin. It was in The Creative Act where he talks about when you put something out creatively, you fulfilled your purpose as a creative person. And when you detach from the outcome of what you can gain from your creative output is when you receive so much more than you could even fathom. So much more than you ever could have anticipated. But because of this inner work that you're doing right now, you are able to hold everything that you are calling into your life. Wow. You are able to hold what you desire without doubting if it's real or not. You might feel like the rug might get pulled out from under you, or it might be too good to be true, or it's fleeting. But detaching from any outcome is where the magic happens. When you put yourself out there simply for the sake of exposure therapy. This is your dharma. What are you giving to the world? Your dharma is what you put out. Your karma is what you receive. And so, to wrap up this whole message, this season of your life, and right now I'm really feeling like from the beginning of November until February is where it's going to be like, you're going to turn into this old wise turtle. I see you as like, you just slow down in life. You're just slowing down. You're finding peace within. You're letting go. You're letting things be. And that looks really good on you. Keep going. I'm rooting for you. And until next time.